everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Flower Beauty face. Now if you aren't familiar with the Flower Beauty line, it's the Drew Barrymore line that's sold at Walmart. Now a few months ago I picked up about 4 products that involve eyes, cheeks, and lips, so unfortunately I don't have all of the products to do my entire face. I'm going to quickly throw on some foundation. Everything I use in addition to these products is going to be listed down below, so make sure you check that out and I'll be right back. So now that I'm back with foundation, I'm going to quickly touch on the 4 products that I'm going to be using. I'm going to apply them after this clip, and I'm going to actually speed it up and then talk about them at the end, and I'll give you my full review. So the 4 that I have a cream shadow, a quad, a cream blush, and then a lipstick from their Kiss Stick line. So let's jump into applying these and I'll be back at the end. I am using the lightest shade all over the lid. Then I go into the matte brown and add that to the outer corner of my eye. Then I go in with the other matte shade that's kind of a purpley taupe color and add that to my crease. And the darkest sparkly brown just in my outer V. I then blend everything together with a bare brush and apply the lightest shade once again as my highlight. So I'm back, and this is what all of the Flower Beauty products look like on. I have to say that the lips are my favorite and the eyes are a little warm for my taste, but let's jump into the review. So now I am back with a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and like I said, everything I added to all the Flower Beauty products will be listed down below, but I quickly wanted to touch on the whole line itself. Now the philosophy behind Flower Beauty is that it's actually a high-end brand but for drugstore prices. They say they use high-end ingredients, and with Drew Barrymore's success she actually promotes the line and the consumer is not paying for advertising. Now the whole line is made in the United States and is also cruelty-free and never tested on animals. And like I said earlier, it's only sold at Walmart and on Walmart.com. Now as a line, in my opinion, I think it's really great. It offers a ton of variation of products, and that's great to find at a drugstore. So the line has really everything you need to create a full face. It has foundation as well as a foundation stick, both formulations, cream and powder blushes, as well as bronzers and mascaras and eyeliners and concealers and anything you could possibly think of regarding makeup. So let's begin with our each individual review, starting with the cream eyeshadow. Now these retail for around $8 and come in about 12 shades. So some of the things that the site says about these products is that they're rich in vitamin E and antioxidants, that they are very long wearing and also weightless. They are lid smoothing, buildable, and blendable. They move beautifully during application and set for crease-free wear. Now I would really agree with a lot of those things. It did glide on very easily and I loved using my finger for application. I haven't really used any brushes, but I typically don't with cream shadows. I'm not sure without shadow on top of it if these would really crease, but for me and in my experience they didn't. Now the only downside to this product in my opinion was the color for my skin tone. Now when I bought it, it looked more of like a gold, and as I was putting it on, it was kind of more of a reddish coppery shade. Now with my skin tone, that didn't really do much for my eyes. It kind of was a little too red and kind of made my eyes too warm. Now the packaging for this product I really like. It's a glass container with a plastic lid, but the lid is on fairly tight. There is a little plastic piece actually in the product once you open it, and that can get really messy if you're not careful. Since this formula is very whipped, it kind of can get everywhere during application, and that's the only downside. I think it'd be a lot easier to control if these were in more of a squeezable type packaging. That would make sure that the product doesn't get everywhere during application, and it would be easily squeezed out on your finger. The bottom line for this is that I really love the formula. It's great to find in the drugstore, but I would love to go see if they have another color that complements my skin tone. Now onto the Shadow Play eyeshadow quads. Now these come in 4 shades and retail for about $10. These are marketed to be very smooth and to blend easily into the delicate eyelids. As for the ones I got, I'm kind of on the fence. I really like the shades, but they're not very opaque comparing them to some other drugstore formulas. Out of all the shades, I probably like the top two the best. The matte brown and then kind of the matte charcoal purpley color. As from the swatch though, I'm sure you guys can tell these aren't the most pigmented, so I probably wouldn't repurchase. As for the packaging of these, I am not very impressed. It's all plastic and kind of just typical, except a little bulky. As for my bottom line for these quads, they're not my favorite out of all the drugstore ones you can choose from. The quality isn't there and I wouldn't try the others, and I'd probably return this one if I actually could. And I feel like $10 is a lot for something like this. Now onto the cream blush, which was actually my second favorite behind the lipstick. These come in about 6 shades and retail for $8. It is marketed to conform to skin and have a powdery finish. It's supposed to transform into a soft veil of color on the cheeks. It is supposed to deposit gentle color for a healthy look, and they're supposed to be buildable so you can get your desired look. Like I said, I really liked this formula. It's very, very opaque, and I love the way it looks on the cheeks. The size is perfect for a small stippling brush, and like I said, the color is gorgeous. I'm really the most opaque out of all the other ones I've tried from the drugstore. It does to me really feel like a high-end product, and probably out of all 4, this feels the most high-end. It's very soft and glides on easily. Color is buildable, I would agree with that, and it also does have a powdery finish, which I love. I would say that $8 for a cream blush is pretty expensive, but comparing it to the Revlon one that I also featured in my April favorites, that one runs about $13, so this one isn't too bad. As for my bottom line for this, I really enjoyed it and think I would purchase if there was a few more colors. Out of the ones I saw while purchasing this, I really didn't love a lot of the other ones. On my fair skin, I didn't feel like I could really pull those off, so for now I'm just going to stick with this one. Moving on to lipstick, they actually have 3 formulas. The one I'm about to show you is the Velvet Lip color. They also have a High Shine version as well as a lip butter, which I would love to try. The one I got, like I said, is from the Velvet line, and in this line there's 9 shades and they retail for about $7. It says that these contain emollient oils that actually help them glide on, and they're supposed to provide pure and intense color payoff. Like the name suggests, these do have a velvet finish. It's not so matte, but there's a little bit of shine there. I really liked these, and the packaging is okay for me. It's nothing special. It did glide on, and I do love this shade Flamingo Flower. Out of the line though, I really wouldn't pick out any other shades. When I was looking for this one, it's kind of the only one I loved. The packaging is okay on these. It's not something that bugs me too much, but it's definitely not my favorite and doesn't feel very high-end to me. As for the formula, it did glide on very nicely, and it does have that little bit of sheen that I really like in a lipstick. I will say that the product can get a little bit dry after a couple hours, but other than that, I really like the formula, and I think it's a good price at $7. There is one pro about this product's packaging though, and that is the color on the outside of the tube. Now with some other drugstore products and packaging, the color is not accurately shown on the packaging. Now for this one, I must say that I'm really happy with the color that's shown because it is fairly close to what's actually on my lips. My bottom line, I really like this formula, and I would actually like to try the high gloss version as well as the lip butter soon, but out of this line, I wouldn't choose any more. So there you have it, my review of my 4 Flower Beauty products as well as the look I put together. I really think this look brings out my blue eyes. Even though the eyes are a little warm, I think the lips kind of compensate for that. I would rate the whole line maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10, just because I feel like some of the color choices aren't suited for my fair skin. If you guys have any other questions, please just leave them in the comments. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would love to do more looks featuring drugstore brands if you're interested. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and have a great day everyone. I love you. Bye! Actually put me applying. This is the finished look seriously? Well, there's a plastic top which would return this if I actually deposit. It is supposed to deposit. Gentle glow for a healthy look. This shade is Floral Flower, seriously?